Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we will be learning the remaining terminology of the Arabic language, and we will be learning that by having this sentence. So first we will read the sentence and then we will look at the terms one by one. The sentence we have is Akala Zaidun ta'aman. Zaid ate food fil haflati, in the ceremony. Now in this one, we have all these terms available and I have numbered them and we will explain now one by one. So the first term we have is fa'il. Fa'il is what we call in English the subject or the doer of a task. In our sentence, in our example that we have here, the doer is Zaid because he is doing the task of eating. Then second we have is maf'ul. Maf'ul is what we call object in English on the something on which the task is happening or the task is being performed by someone. So in this example, Zaid is the person who is the subject, who is the doer of a task, and his task is eating, and he is doing this task ta'aman, on the food. So the food, ta'aman, food, will become our maf'ul, our object. Amil, the governing word. Ma'mul, governed word. In Arabic, when you read Arabic or in a sentence of Arabic, the word which is behind a word will one way or the other affect the i'rab of the next word coming after it. In this structure, the word which is behind will be called the governing word because that word is the one which is governing the i'rab of the next one. So for example, in this example, if we see here fil haflati, in haflati, the i'rab we have is the kasra in the last of al hafla, and that is because of fi, because of this word fi. So fi is our governing word because this word is governing the i'rab of the next word coming to it. Then the word hafla will become the governed word because this is the word which is now in this case governed by the word before it, which is fi. For the governed word in Arabic, we have the term called ma'mul. So fi will be amil and ma'mul number 4 will be hafla, the governed word. Then after that we have fi'l ma'ruf, fi'lun ma'rufun, which is active tense. And active tense, as you know in English, is a tense in which the person who is performing the task or the subject or the doer is very obvious. For example, in this example, we have Akala Zaidun ta'aman. Zaid ate food. It's very obvious that the person who is doing the task is Zaid. So, this Akala, this fi'l, this verb, will become the active tense, the active verb. Then next we have fi'l majhul. In English we call it passive tense. And as you know, the passive tense is a tense in which the doer or the subject is not very clear, like the active tense. So we have another example only for fi'l majhul, which is here. Ukilat ta'amu. The food was eaten. So in this case, we know that somebody ate the food. Food is there in the sentence. And the task of eating or the verb of eating is there, but who ate it exactly, we don't know it. If it was Zaid or Khalid or an animal or a bird or anything. But it's not clear here. So ukila will be fi'l majhul, passive tense. Because in this ukila, in this verb, the doer is not identified. Then we have rafa, marfu. Rafa or marfu, this is almost the same as dhamma. But there is a difference between dhamma and rafa. Similarly, nasb is almost the same as fatha. And then jarrun, jar is almost the same as kasra. But in all of this, there is a little difference which we will explain right now. So for example, in this example of ours, if you see akala, you have fatha again, you have fatha again. This symbol which is very obvious here, and all these symbols which are very obvious here, for example in fi you have this kasra under it. All these symbols, when they are written here, we call them that this is fatha, this is kasra. And for example, in this case we don't have, here we have this one, we will call it dhamma. But in the same time, when we say that akala is having fatha, okay, the last word of akala is having fatha, but we will say that this word is in the state of nasab. So just to say in the sentence the sense of the word, the situation of the word, when we are explaining, when we are telling it to someone that what is the situation of the word, we will not say that this word is in the state of fatha. This is wrong to use. The right thing to use is the word akala is in the state of nasab. Okay? Or the other way, you can also say that akala is mansoob. Akala is in the state, meaning that akala is in the state of nasab. Similarly, for example, ukila. Okay? No, not this one. At-ta'amu, for example. At-ta'amu. So here you can say that at-ta'amu has, here you have tashdid, you have fatha also, then you have fatha, then you have dhamma. But if somebody asks you, what is the situation or the condition in which the ta'am is in, you cannot say that the at-ta'amu is in the condition of dhamma. To say this in this manner will be wrong. You have to say that at-ta'amu is in the condition or in the state of rafa. Or you can say it the other way, that at-ta'amu is marfu. Very simple. And the same goes for jar and majroor. If there is, for example, in al-haflati, there is sukun, fatha, then kasra. If somebody asks you, what is the state of al-hafla? You cannot tell that al-hafla is in the state of kasra. You have to say, according to the i'rab of the last letter, you have to say that al-hafla is in the state of jar. Or you can say it the other way, that al-hafla is majroor. I hope the explanation was okay. If you still have some questions, some concerns about any of these terms, please leave comments below, and I will try my best to answer your questions and concerns. Assalamu alaikum.